Yo, what is up, NBA fans? It's Mike here, in the flesh. You might immediately be asking yourself, why am I looking at this dude's ugly face? And the reason is, my video editing app that I use on my computer to do all of my YouTube videos has broken. It told me to go screw myself, and I'm currently working with the customer service for the app to fix it. But for the foreseeable future, the stupid thing is not working. So fortunately, I have two videos that I'd made ahead of time to release over the next 2 days. But then this massive Houston Rockets Wizards trade came out, and now I gotta make a video on it using my garbage phone. So you get to look at me for the next 8 minutes. I'm sorry for your eyeballs. Anyway, let's get right into the trade because I would like to get this done as soon as possible because I feel very uncomfortable looking at myself talk for however long this is going to be. There are several big questions with this trade that everyone has been saying for the last, I don't know, 12-ish hours, however, whenever the hell it happened, right? Who won the trade? Are the Wizards going to make the playoffs? Are the Rockets still going to trade James Harden? Are they tanking? What is going on? So let me get the first one and the easiest one out of the way. Who won this trade? And in my opinion, it is the Houston Rockets. Hands down, no questions asked. I think Houston won this trade by a decent amount. First of all, they got a pick out of this. I don't know the details for that first round pick, but the Rockets got a pick out of this trade, and as far as I'm concerned, that makes them winners right there and then. But realistically, I think they're actually big winners, and the Wizards made a mistake. So let me get into why. All right, I do not think that the Houston Rockets are going to try and build around James Harden still, for two big reasons. First of all, they traded Robert Covington for just picks. Just picks. No players, nothing else, just picks. And you don't trade a guy like that if you are still trying to contend for just picks, you know? It just doesn't make sense. They wouldn't do it. Also, James Harden still turned down his big-ass $50 million extension, which I believe was going to be the largest contract in NBA history. You don't turn that down if you're going to stay with the team. It just doesn't make sense. James Harden wants out. James Harden is going to inevitably get out of Houston. I don't know when. I would have said there's no way it happens before the season starts, but now that Westbrook's gone, who knows? Maybe he gets traded before the season starts. I don't know, but I know that he is going to be gone by the end of this season. I promise you that. And because of that, once James Harden leaves, John Wall is going to be able to sit there and do all the crazy, stat padding that he wants to do to get his own value back up. Because even if he's not as good as he used to be, when he's sitting there on a tanking, terrible Houston Rockets team where his next best player is Christian Wood, then he's going to be able to put up great stats, and he's going to get his value up, and then the Rockets are going to flip him for even more picks. So it's actually a very good move for Houston. They're not contending anymore. They're just not. Sorry, Rockets fans, James Harden is leaving you. He's not staying. He wants to be gone. You don't know exactly how much of the rumors about his locker room issues are true, but I can tell you he's definitely going to be gone because he turned down that massive contract. So, Houston Rockets, this is a very smart move. They can flip John Wall for more picks. He's younger than Westbrook. He has potential to actually come back healthy, but even if he doesn't, he just has to look good enough that they can trade him for another pick or two by a desperate team, either at the end of this season at the trade deadline or next year. All right? For the Wizards, I think they lost this trade because I think they're still missing the playoffs. First of all, some people have been saying they could be like the 6th seed in the East. No, the top 7 seeds in the East are set in stone. They're the same as they were last season. Bucks, Heat, Celtics, Sixers, Raptors, Nets, Pacers. Those 7 teams unquestionably are making the playoffs in the East, and they're unquestionably going to be the top 7 seeds unless there's some massive injury to one of the star players on those teams, okay? They're too good. There's no way in heck any of those teams miss the playoffs. It's just not going to happen. The 8th seed is the one that's up for grabs. I was going to say, up for questioning for some reason. I tried to say grabs, and it just came out very weird. Anyway, the 8th seed is the one that's up for grabs, all right? You had a couple teams contending for it. I believe the Magic have gotten it the last 2 seasons, but missing Jonathan Isaac, they're probably not going to make it this year, although they could. So you got the Magic are competing for it, the Hornets with Gordon Hayward, the Hawks, and the Bulls, who may actually be kind of good now. I don't know. I'm probably going to make a video on them soon. And then you've also got the Washington Wizards now that they have Russell Westbrook. So that's 5 teams competing for the 8th seed in the East. Not quite like Western Conference levels of talent on those 5 teams, but still, it is really just nice to have, like, multiple teams competing for the 8th seed, and they could all have winning records. What a refreshing time that is. Eastern Conference is finally coming back, y'all. But the Wizards are not making the playoffs. My pick for the playoffs is the Hawks. I think the Wizards may be the 9th seed now, or the 10th, depending on if they finish ahead or behind of the Hornets. But they're definitely not better than the Hawks, in my opinion. Russell Westbrook, look, call me a Russell Westbrook hater. It's probably true. I don't believe in the dude. Did you see him get bitched by LeBron all playoffs long and almost make the Rockets lose to the Thunder? They were legitimately a worse team when he was on the floor. Okay? He's not that good anymore. He's inefficient. He still can't shoot. He's a ball hog. I don't believe in Russell Westbrook. I don't think he's good enough to carry this team with Bradley Beal. This is a team that still has no depth and no defense, okay? Your small forward is either you got Rui Hachimura or Denny Avdija starting, and the other one comes off the bench, and then that's your only depth on this team. You know, Bertans is a great shooter, but he's not a superstar. Thomas Bryant is not like an elite center or anything, even though he's probably the best defender on this team, being slightly above average. Bradley Beal's great, but again, terrible defender, and neither player is just at that quite superstar level that you need to make the playoffs in this conference that's improving, I think. I think the Hawks are a lot better. Well, my dad started yelling in the background, so hopefully I'm able to botch these videos together well enough using my phone, because I really have no idea if I can. Getting right back into it, I believe I was talking about the Wizards and why they're not making the playoffs. The Hawks are just better. They have a better offensive team, a better all-around team, they have better depth, and I think they have better defense just because they have Clint Capella and Okongwu. I think they're going to be better than the Wizards next year. I think they're definitely making the playoffs. I think the Wizards are still missing it. Not only are they missing it, though, they're not even tanking. Because now the Wizards are going to be like, I don't know, like the 9th or 10th seed, which means they're getting like the worst possible lottery pick without making the playoffs. That is the worst place you can be in this league. And that's where they're going to stay for the next few years because there's other teams getting better. But the Wizards just, I mean, they may get a little better, but like they're not going to, you know, Russell Westbrook, he's getting older and they're definitely not going to be able to trade his contract. So I don't think they're making the playoffs with him unless like Denny Avdija really ends up being a superstar and Rui Hachimura ends up being a very good player. And even then, they're an 8th seed first round exit. So Wizards, in my opinion, clearly lost this trade. You know, sorry Wizards fans, if you exist. Are there Wizards fans out there? I don't know of any, but, you know, I'm sure they got to exist somewhere, just like apparently Kings fans. Apparently every single Kings fans came out and watched my Kings video, because that thing's got almost as many dislikes as I have subscribers, which is absolutely hilarious to me. But anyway, so yeah, this is what I think about the trade. The Rockets won. Houston made a very good move, but they're still going to have to trade James Harden, unfortunately. The Wizards lost, and they are not making the playoffs. That is my opinion. Maybe I end up being wrong. Maybe Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal together are good enough to carry them to the 8th seed, and then they get swept in the first round by the Bucks. Good for them. But probably not. It's probably not going to happen. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hopefully, I will soon have my video editing thing back, so you won't have to look at me talk like this ever again. The next 2 videos I have are on the top 5 point guards and shooting guards in the NBA going into this season. So watch out for that over the next 2 days. Have a good one.